What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here, and welcome to the beginning of my F1 2015 career mode. I know officially this year it's not a career mode, but that's what I'm going to call it. And going for the championship season over pro season. I'm nowhere near good enough to be doing pro season at the moment. So we're doing the championship as one of the existing drivers on the current grid. Scrolling through the teams, who am I going to decide to be? Which team would give me a challenge? But it wouldn't be too easy to win races. And there we go, I have decided to go for Lotus. But which driver? Grosjean or Maldonado? You might be surprised, but I'm going for the Pastor. I'll be Pastor Maldonado in this career mode. And in terms of difficulty, I'm actually going to go for Expert. I have struggled quite a bit with this game since I've picked it up. I'm not as good as I have been on past games, so it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to things. So initially I'm going to have it on Expert and hopefully turn it up to Legendary in the next few races if I can. And in terms of assists, I will be having tracking control on Medium, as I initially did have struggles.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. With the first qualifying session of the season about to start, we should find out the performance level of the new cars and who might be contenders for this year's championship. But with rain falling, it's going to mix up the field.
We expect the Mercedes power unit to be strong this season, but with today's weather, we may not get a true indication of which team came out strongest from pre-season testing.
So we're starting off the season in the rain. So this was my fastest qualifying lap. It is just 18 minutes session. Don't want to have it too long. I can't be bothered doing the whole 3 session qualifying. But on my fastest lap, Hamilton overtook me. You can just see how much quicker the Mercedes is compared to my Lotus. So we're currently 12th. Obviously we'd like to get the car as high as possible on the grid, but I'm not expecting much. It is my first race. It's tricky conditions, and there's going to be a lot of practice needed, a lot of improvement throughout the season. So anywhere in the top 10 would be brilliant. So we're coming to the line. Where are we going to be on the grid?
Lewis Hamilton provided us with the performance of the day here in qualifying. Fastest lap means he's on pole for tomorrow's race.
They've been working so hard as a team and they've been rewarded. Such a great performance. And if he drives like that tomorrow, then the race win will definitely be possible.
Crowd are here and here in force for what is going to be a fantastic day of racing. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. It's a great position for Lewis Hamilton to start the season from, and one that he'll be hoping he can capitalise on and turn into a race win today.
Well, we all know that Lewis has raw speed, and if you give him a fast car, he'll win races. So if he can stay out front by the end of the first few corners, I'm sure he's going to be very difficult to beat.
It was a disappointing day for Fernando Alonso yesterday. He's starting further down the grid than he would have liked, but he'll still be hoping for a strong result today.
Well, Fernando is a great starter, and he'll be looking to make up a few places on that first lap to try and get himself back into a position that he's more familiar with.
So here we are on the grid, anticipating the start of the Australian Grand Prix. In terms of strategy, I do have an open choice of which tyres to start on because of the wet weather in qualifying, but I'm going to go for the options. The optimum strategy seems to be option prime, but I think I might mix that up during the race. Let's wait and see. So on the grid, the lights are going on. It's 5 lights. And away we go in my career mode. We've actually got a pretty decent getaway. Catching up to Button, we're going to go with the outside line here. Trying to make no contact if possible around the outside of Button. I think he might still be on our right side. Let's have a look. No, he's actually nowhere near us. We're on our own in 8th position. That's been a pretty decent start. Might have a look up the inside of Hulkenberg, but no, there's no positions to begin there. Only a lot of trouble, so that was actually a very incident-free start to the race, so I'm very happy with that. We've got a good run here on Hulkenberg. Not sure if we'll be able to make any moves. Let's have a look down here. Trying to get into the slipstream, trying to get close enough, but I don't think we have the straight line speed at the moment. But look at them sparks. It looks absolutely brilliant. And I'm loving that start to the race. There's something you might have missed at the start. I looked back at the replay and just saw this absolute disaster between the Manor cars. This is actually hilarious. So this is Roberto Merri. kind of pushing his teammate down the track as they are connected to each other. First race is Mana Marussia, and that is an absolute embarrassment. And he just leaves his teammate in his wake. See you later, Stevens. I'm off. So that moment was very entertaining with the Mana Marussias, but back to the mid-pack. And I am getting attacked by the McLaren Honda. The straight line speed, no DRS either. Grosjean's having a go as well, but I'm defending on the inside, maintaining 9th, keeping my teammate behind. But the straight line speed there from Button, I did not expect that at all. So he's having a great race so far, up into 8th position. And yeah, it looks like the car for him actually has some decent straight line speed. Moving on, later on in the lap, Grosjean has caught back up to me. I think he's running in the rich mix as well. I don't really fight him because he's clearly faster than me at this point in the race. Look at the sparks. Once again, that looks brilliant. But I think it's the Lotus that usually has the most sparks in real life. So definitely recreated that very well. So I applaud Codemasters for that. And Grosjean's up to 9th. I'm down to 10th. Let's see what we can do in getting Button. But Grosjean did overtake Button and I'm closing in here. Looks like I could be going for a late move up the inside. I think about it. Button leaves the door open. We're still side by side here. I've got the inside line, so I should get a position. Someone's off the track there. That was Sebastian Vettel. Is he out the race? I think he is. Yes. There's been a retirement. I can only presume Sebastian Vettel is out of the Australian Grand Prix. As we get oversteer into the final corner. Didn't get the best run there. I'm sure Button's going to be on my tail here. Yes, he is. I'm going defensive. Got the inside line for the first corner, so I should be able to keep him behind me if I don't outbrake myself, and yes, I do. Still in 8th. Grosjean's built up a little bit of a gap, so I obviously don't have the pace of him at the moment, but I'm just keeping Button behind me, defending once again into turn 3. Nicely done. We're into 8th, and it's been a great start for the Lotus team. Grosjean 7th, myself 8th. So at this point I was told to pit. Bottas, who qualified down near the back of the field. I'm sure the two Williams were like 16th or 17th, so a horrendous session for them, but they do really struggle in the wet. So I am scheduled to pit, and I realise Grosjean's in the pit, so thank you, engineer. You nearly cost me, what, well, not 20 seconds, maybe about 10 seconds. So I decide to pit on the next lap. As Bottas flies past me, he has so much more straight line speed than me, but he was so slow on the apex there. Made a bit of contact. Lucky to have no damage or anyone spinning out. But yeah, I'll be pitting at the end of this lap. I've changed my strategy to go on to the primes next, and yeah, you have to select the tyres before you get into the pits. Obviously giving the team a bit of a warning. I suppose it makes it more realistic. So at the end of lap 8, I'm coming into the pits, getting rid of this set of the option tyres. Moving on to the primes, we're obviously going to be slower. The time delta was about a second and a bit slower than the option tyres. So let's see what the first pit stop can do. Traffic light system, very nice, 2.5, that's a great stop. It's actually really quick, so well done to the guys. There's Grosjean. He's obviously got the undercut and pulled away by a couple more seconds. We're down in 16th, but I presume that not many other cars have pit so far. So moving on a little bit later, there are quite a few cars in the pits. We're moving back up to 9th. There is Valtteri Bottas. Are we going to get out ahead? He's got out ahead of us. We're going to try and go around the outside. That's a bit of a risky move. No one's got DRS. So this is the time to pounce. He's on cold tyres, so I'm going to go for a late move up the inside. That was so close actually, but we made the move stick and we're back into 8th position. So, not much has changed there, but Bottas did come back to overtake us. He is on the option tyres, and actually the rest of the field are on the option tyres, so they're all going for the option prime strategy. I'm really surprised there hasn't been a variety of strategies in this race so far, but trying to get the position back, but I don't think I'm going to get a move in here. I thought about it, but I saw the yellow flag come up, so obviously didn't want a penalty there. So there's a big train of cars ahead, not sure what's going on here. There's a car off the track, there's contact. That was I'm sure that was a Mana Marussia. And was that Ricardo? So Ricardo's collided with the back marker. Let's see what happened there. From Ricardo's point of view, look at his wheels. That is messed up. That's definitely got to be a glitch. And he just comes off the track and takes out Stevens. Nah, Stevens is the victim there. What is Ricciardo doing? But lap 14 now. Grosjean and Hulkenberg both going to the pits now. So I'm wondering, was there contact between the other cars? There was 5 cars in that gaggle that led to the accident with Ricciardo and Stevens. So I wonder if them two made contact as well, as Massa is flying through the field straight past me. The two Williams have recovered really well in this race, so they're doing a good job so far. I don't think I'm going to get him back here. Don't have the straight line speed or the grip with these pretty worn prime tyres at the moment, but I'm going to try and get 9 laps from the options, so a pit stop on lap 20 I think I'm going to go for. And it is lap 20 now. I did make my way up into second place, but Rosberg did pit and has easily just blasted straight past me, so he's back into second, and I think he's effectively the leader at this point. He is obviously getting the undercut on Hamilton, who's in the lead. But I come into the pit stop for my final, hopefully final stop of the race. Going on to the option tyres. Let's have another good stop, guys. It's a 2.3. So you actually get different pit stop times, which is, it makes it more realistic. So I'm guessing the team can make mistakes. Obviously I haven't experienced that yet, so we'll await that to happen. So coming out in 9th, a few other cars have pitted. Who's coming into the pits? Raikkonen's pitting. He was in 3rd position, so he must have had an incident. And just to confirm that, we have a clip of what happened to Kimi Raikkonen. So there's a Manor coming out the pits, and there is a Red Bull as well. And Raikkonen just plows into the Red Bull. And a bit of a love tap from the Manor there, just to top things off. But I have closed up on Nasser, who's having a spectacular race in 4th. Merry held him up, so I've got a chance of getting Nasser. We're trying to go around the outside. This is going to be so close. Kind of hanging out there. Nasser's holding on. He's got the inside, but I'm just ahead, and I have made a great move to take 4th place off him. We'll see it from Nasser's point of view. We got so close there. Great driving there from myself and Nasser. But on to the start-finish straight. Obviously, he's going to get DRS. And he's swerving to the inside. I went defensive, but that was great driving there from Nasser. But I did come back to get him. Around the outside, is there going to be enough space? This could be very close. Around the outside, and he's parked it on the apex. A great move there around the outside. I'm in 4th place. Nothing else happened for the rest of the race. I was trying to save fuel to make sure we had enough for the rest of the race. Obviously, don't want to be running out of fuel on my first race. But Pastor Maldonado is coming to the line. First race of the season, and it's 4th position. What a fantastic performance. And based on that performance, I really got into the driving. The car felt fantastic after a while. Even the primes weren't too bad. So I'm thinking for Malaysia, I'll be turning traction control fully off.
And that's the end of the first race here in Melbourne, and it's Lewis Hamilton who's got the upper hand and 25 points to his name.
But Lewis is always someone the other drivers respect. He's one of the best drivers on the grid, and if he has a competitive car, he'll always be near the front, and he's proven that yet again today.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
So there we go with the championship standings, and obviously it's the points from this race, but it's been a great start for Marcel. Massa on the podium. Nasser had a great race, finished 5th just like in real life, Button in the McLaren Honda getting points. Great job there from him. And it's been a great start for the Lotus team. Obviously Grosjean got us 4 points there as well, so we're in 3rd. I think for the season we could aim for 4th, fighting the likes of Red Bull, Sauber, Force India. So hope you enjoyed that race. If you did, then please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more career mode videos and others to do with F1 2015. So I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.